everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome again to Shields Live on Thursdays now. This is our second week on Thursdays. A little gloomy outside, a little chilly, but it is January, so not too bad. I think it got about 50 yesterday. It was kind of nice. But as always, glad you're here to join us. You know, a couple things I just kind of wanted to do to talk about is right now we are really busy with repairs. Appreciate everybody being very patient right now. We are, about 2 weeks out, but we're getting bombarded. It's that time of year. Everybody gets their Christmas stuff done, and you got to bring your machine in for a little spa day every now and then. And but we're really busy, and we're really glad you're here to join us. Jan's going to talk about a fairly new product from Brother. It's the Artspira App, which works with both your scan and cut and your embroidery machines. It's a really neat little app. In fact, I'm going to watch a little more intently because I haven't played with it all that much. It always helps to learn a little bit. Kind of got behind with our drawing for our little freebies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that after I get off air here, and I'll post it on the comments of who won. We'll do a little kit with some threads and things for you. So again, thank you for joining us. Appreciate everybody, all your business, all the great things you say about us. And if you don't mind sharing, commenting, and liking these little lives, it always helps us out. It gets our name out. I know I've been conversating with people down in Kansas and up in Missouri and things like that. So it's great that we're getting the name out there and getting our word. So I greatly appreciate that. So without further ado, I will let Jan take over. Again, thanks everybody. I'll be in the comments as Tim this time. I kind of played a little fun game and it was Lynn last week. So if anybody caught that, Lynn didn't find it as humorous as Lori and I did, but it was fun.
I really thought that was what was going on in my Facebook account.
It was Lori's idea. It wasn't me. Lori was the one that told me to do it. So I'm the
Lynn says, "Ha ha, Tim."
Yeah, I'm the victim here. So, but I will be in there as Tim today. So once again, I'll get the drawing done. But thanks for joining us. And Jan, I'll let you take it over, and I'll see everybody on the other side.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Tim. All righty. So I just need to turn off the banner here, and I'm going to take Tim out of the. I always have to find the little button. There's there we go. There's little buttons that I have to press to take people in and out. So there we go. Okay. So we're going to talk about, now I've been watching videos about this, and according to the videos, they call it Artspira is what they're calling it. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, but everybody has pronounced it Artspira. So it came out in October. It was right around the first week in October. And what it is, it's an app that goes on like your phone or your tablet, and it can either be an Android or an Apple product. So I have Android phone. I have an Android phone and an Android tablet here. And so you can go to the Play Store or to the Apple Store to get the little program called Artspira. So it's Brother Artspira, Artspira. Okay, so what it does, it's a little app that you can do some drawing in. It gives you free embroidery and cutting designs for the scan and cut. And then there's a little magazine in there. And then I think they're going to be adding more things to it so that it'll have more things. But then you can send them wirelessly to your wireless scan and cuts and your wireless sewing machines. So first of all, let's talk about what machines are you can use this with. So for the scan and cut, it's the SDX models. So the newer models, even the original one, the 225, 230D, the 325, the 330D, and then the mass market ones too. It works with any of them that say SDX on them. Okay. The sewing machines they work with are, they just redid a couple of the little machines, the little 4x4 and the 5x7. So the 1850D, the 2850D. And by the way, this product only works, this app only works with Brother machines. It is a Brother app, so it does not work with the Baby Locks. Okay. So the 1850D, the 2850D, the 3700D, the Stellaire, the Stellaire XE and XJ1, the Luminaire, the PR680, and the PR1055. So those are the ones. Oh, okay. So Wanda, we'll talk about that, and maybe you can tell me what machine you're trying to use. And I will. When I first tried to use it, when it first came out, if you haven't tried it for a while, they've made it a little easier. So I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible here. Okay. So we'll talk about a couple things first, and then I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Okay. So let me know if you could comment and let me know what machine you have. Also, so that might help. That'll help me. Okay. All right. So those are the models that it works with. Okay. Now, the other thing you need to do is before you try to use this, you must update your machine and the scan and cut so that it accommodates Artspira. Okay. So you have to have the most current update in the machine for it to accommodate Artspira. Now, the Luminaire, I believe, is at 4.51. I've got the 3700D back here to show you how to connect it. And that one was at, I can't remember on that one. So I got to wake it up here. I think it was 1.5 or something like that. Let me check. So you just need to go check on their website to see if you need an update. So if you don't see a little tab on your machine that says register and Artspira, you don't have the update in. So you need to have that. If your machine is a 1.53 for the 3700D. All right. So you have a 330D. And Wanda, do you have an embroidery machine also that's wireless, or just the 330D? So I'll explain how to take care of that. Okay. So we'll talk about a couple things here. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you have a scan and cut, and you have one of the SDX models. Okay, so before you try to use Artspira, I would tell you to make sure that you have registered your scan and cut on canvasworkspace.brother.com and go get an account and register your machine so that it talks back and forth to the software. Okay, so I would tell you to do that first before you try Artspira, and you're going to see in a minute why, because it makes it way easier. Okay, so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. So, and then next week, just quickly while I'm thinking of it, next week, Judy can't come over on the third Thursday of the month. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to do a pre-recorded video for this, and it'll play at the same time. But I'm going to do a little video about how to set up your wireless account with Canvas Workspace. And I may also show you how to set up your sewing machines on the internet if you haven't done that. Okay. So I'm assuming with this video right today that you've already got your machines on the internet, and I'll show you a little bit on the machine too. But I thought I'd do a little video that showed those two things just to help you along if you don't know how to do that. Okay. All right. So if you have a scan and cut, set up your Canvas Workspace account and register your machine to it. And then this makes it so much easier. Just the 330. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so which machine do you have though, Wanda? Yeah, it found the scan and cut, but you don't have an embroidery machine. You just have the scan and cut. Okay. All right, so you're going to download the Artspira app on your tablet. So let me go ahead and switch over here to my other camera. I've got my tablet over here. Second here. Hopefully it's working because I didn't have time to test everything. I had a bunch of people in here like 5 minutes before class. That's the way it goes. Okay. So here is my tablet. All right. And this is an Android tablet. So let me pull this down just a little bit so you can see it. I hope there's not too much glare. I'm trying to get it so that there's not so much glare on it. Okay. So I'm going to go to the Play Store here. my little Play Store icons down here, so if I can get it to go. Hello. And then I'm going to type in search for Artspira. Oh, I had it up there. Brother Artspira. Okay. And here it is right here. It's white and it just says Artspira across the top. Then I'm going to open it. So in this case, I've already downloaded it. So if it says to install, hit the install button and do that. Mine is already on the tablet, so I downloaded mine. If you have an Apple product, go to the Apple Store and get it there. Okay. So it makes it really easy. And then I'm just going to go ahead and open mine down here. And mine's on the second page. So here's my Artspira. Second, I got to get organized here a little bit with angle. Okay, so here's my Artspira app. So I'm just going to touch that and I'm going to open it up. So the reason I say if you have a scan and cut to register your Canvas account, if you have your Canvas account already registered, everything is very simple to get things set up. It automatically sets it up. Okay. Now, if you, so the scan and cut. Now, if you happen to have a luminaire that you bought the 330D or the 325D with that new My connection, okay, if you have everything already set up on your machine and the scan and cut so that they talk to each other, and that only works with the luminaire and the 300 series scan and cuts. So if you don't have a 300 series, it won't work. But if you already have everything already set up and you log in the way I'm going to log in, everything is going to talk automatically because the machine's already set up and the scan and cut's already set up. Okay, so I don't have my connection, and so I'm going to set up my sewing machine separately. My scan and cut, however, is going to set up automatically for me because I'm going to log in. So it gives you all these different options, and I might just have to hold this. I'm not sure if it can be close enough so you can see it. But if you look here, it says, gives you options of logging in. So here's all my login options. I can log in with my Brother account. Okay. Does this work with the 225? Yes, it does, Jan. Yes, it does. Any of the SDX models. So any of the newer models that have the wireless in them. Okay. Not the 650s, not the CM models, but the SDX models. Okay. So I can log in with my Brother account. I can log in with an Apple account. If you have an Apple account, you can log in with that. You can continue with Google. So I could have logged in with my Google account. That's the other thing I could have logged in with. Okay. And I apologize for the glare. I don't have a good place to put my tablet. So if I tip it down, it might be better. There we go. But they added this after the first time I tried it. They added another button that says continue with Canvas Workspace. Okay. Now I have a scan and cut over here next to me to the left, so you just can't quite see it. I have this one set up on the wireless network here at the store, and I have it set up on our store Canvas account. So it's already set up and it's wireless. Okay. So what I'm going to do, and this is the way I set mine up at home too. So it was real handy. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit continue with Canvas Workspace. And then it's going to ask for your login information. Okay. Whoops. It's hard to type on this. So, and then I'm going to type in my password. Okay. Oops, a second here. I got to get into the other one. We're using the Shields one. I'm used to putting my own in. So let's do the Shields one. It's faster. Okay, so I'm going to do my Shields sewing login, and then I have to put in my password. Oops. See if I can get it in there. I have a hard time typing on my tablet, so don't just forgive me while I struggle here with the tablet. I am not good at typing on these little. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to log in. So when I first tried this, when it very first came out, like the first day or the second day, I really struggled because things just weren't working for me. But they've changed a few things. You know, they've added some stuff and they've made it a little easier. So, you know, then you got your end user license thing and the whole thing. The very bottom here, we're going to click on these little iGrease, maybe. There we go. I've got a little poker here. Maybe that'll help me. And I'll hit OK at the bottom. Okay. Then it's going to ask for my email address. So it's going to send you a little email that just verifying that this is you. So I'm typing in my email address. And then it's going, I've got my phone back here too, so it's going to go ahead and send me an email. So I just sent my email address here, put this here, and then I'm going to hit create. And then it's going to send me an email on my phone. Okay, so actually it's going to be in an email. So it's sending me an email, hopefully. Give me a second here. And it's going to give me a code. Okay, so it says right here, no reply, Artspira. Okay, so here's my PIN code. So I'm going to touch that and I'm going to type in my PIN code in this little PIN code button. Okay, let's see if we got that. Okay, verify. So then it knows it's you. Okay, and now we're ready to get into Artspira. So here's the front screen of Artspira. Okay. Now the trick with all of this, make sure that your machines, your sewing machines, your scan and cuts, and your tablet or whatever you're using are all on the same network. Okay. So they all have to be on the same network. So it says get free embroidery and cutting patterns. Cool. So I hit next up here. Original digital magazines with projects. So they have a bunch of cute little projects. Cool. Next. And then check out step-by-step tutorials. And then there's tutorials in the magazines, which I thought were cool. So I'm going to click next. And then I'm going to create custom simple embroidery drawings. So you can actually draw on this and make embroidery designs. So we'll play with that a little bit. And then I can transfer designs wirelessly. Okay. So right now you can transfer designs from the app to the scan and cut, from the app to a machine, but you cannot send things from like the machine to the scan and cut and back and forth unless you have a Luminaire and the 300 series scan and cuts, and then they have my connection. Okay, so then you can talk, the machine and the scan and cut talk back and forth. But right now, this is only one-sided. It goes from the app to one of the machines. Okay. All right, so transfer done. All right, so now they're going to ask you some questions. So it says, what kind of machine do you have? I have embroidery machines. I have a cutting machine. What interests you? I like to read the magazines and get free stuff. How about you? So I'm just going to click all those. And what is your skill level? I'll just say intermediate. Okay. And then I'm going to click at the very bottom. There's OK. Okay. You selected the embroidery drawing tool. Tap now icon to get started. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff on this little screen when you get in here. Okay. And it's saying, let's set up your device to start creating. So this is the little button up here. It looks like the little machines. It looks like a sewing machine and a little scan and cut. You probably can't see it too well, but that works real slick. You're just going to touch that little button. So this is kind of taking you into the accounts. Sorry, I have to poke it harder. There we go. All right. So, sorry, and then my hand went in front of the camera. It'll clear up here in a minute. If I get anything too close, then it freaks it out. So, just a second. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. It doesn't like my hands, so I'll try to keep my hands out of there. Okay, let me take it out and see if it'll. Okay, so it focused there. So let's bring this back in slowly and see if it'll focus on this. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So here it says these are my machine settings. So it says right now my machine settings, I have an embroidery machine that's not registered. Okay. Then I have a cutting machine that is, oh, look, it says ready for transferring. So since I had a scan and cut, a Canvas workspace account, and I already had my scan and cut registered, see, it's green. It says ready for transferring. So I'm already ready with the scan and cut. Isn't that exciting? So if you happen to have the new Luminaire and the new 300 series scan and cut, it probably tells you that both of these are ready for transferring right now. Because when you log in with your Canvas account, everything's already registered. I don't have that at home and I don't have that here. So I need to get need to get a machine registered. Okay. So we're going to register our machine. This is how you do it. It's real easy. I'm going to just shut this so you should see me get into it. Okay. So I want to hit the embroidery machine, not registering. So I'm going to hit that. Maybe. Okay. Then it's going to tell me what to do. Okay. So it tells me, you don't make sure you're on the wireless and all that. Turn the machine on and press the wireless LAN key and, make sure that's all on. And if you haven't set that up, you need to have everything on wireless. Set up the wireless LAN connection. Yeah, we all have done that. And then you put in your passcode to your router. Okay. So that's all done. So I've already got that all done here. Okay. Now I want to register an embroidery machine. So I'm going to click this little button and it tells me here what to do. So it tells me to press register at Artspira of settings on the screen in the embroidery machine. So, and the translation's a little bad, but we know what we're talking about. So I'm going to go into the settings in my machine. Now this machine is the 3700D. Okay, this is a wireless machine. The Luminaires, the Stellaires, the 1850, the 2850, the 3700D, the Luminaires, the PRs all work with this. Okay, the new PRs, the 680 and the 1055. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to touch my settings button. So most of you have a settings button, no matter what your machine is, you'll have the settings button. So I'm going to go grab that settings button. And then I'm going to look for that page that says Artspira. Okay, so there it is. It says Artspira up here. Okay, and down here it says register. All right, so I'm going to click register. And I'm going to see what it says next to do on my tablet. So I'm going to click the next button down here. And then it says input the machine number. Okay, so we need to find the machine number first. So this little machine has little arrows. And the bigger machines, probably it'll show everything on one screen. But this one is smaller, so I have to go to the next page. It says there's one of 4 pages. So I'm going to click the next page. And it says tap machine settings and select machine. Okay, so I already did that over here. And then it says type the following number on the application screen and get the PIN code. Oh, okay, well, it gives me this number down here. So here, if I hold this up, maybe you can see it. Okay, so it's down here at the bottom, right here, where I'm going to type this number in. Okay, I'm going to type this number in just as it is here. All right, so give me a second. I'm going to type it. And it's, let's see, 56710197663 and then -4. And it puts the dash in for you automatically. Okay, so I typed in this number right here that it gave me. Okay, I'm going to click next on the tablet. And then I'm going to click the next page here and see what it says. It says type the PIN code on the next screen. Oh, well, look. See, here's the PIN code right here. It gave me a PIN code in Artspira. So I'm going to go ahead and click next here. And oh, gosh, it's asking for the PIN code. So there we go. So 5861. So I'm going to type that into my machine. I'm going to click OK. and okay one more time. And then it's going to do some, it's going to process for a minute. Okay. I'm going to click OK down here on my tablet. It's down below where you can't see very well. I wish I could get this. I don't know. Maybe I could try laying it down here. You see if I lay it down flat, if that would help. I don't know if you can see it any better. Maybe a little bit. Okay. So it says the sewing machine. Okay. And it's still thinking. It says ready for transfer now. And if I look up here on my screen up here, it says Artspira ID Shield Sewing. Remember, that's what I logged into. So here's my Shield Sewing set up on my machine. So I'm just going to click OK. All right. And I'm going to go back on my tablet here. Hit the back button. Okay. Now it says, look, they both say, if I can get it a little closer, they both say ready for transferring. Okay, so isn't that cool? So they're both ready for transferring now. So that wasn't hard. If you have a scan and cut and have it set up in Canvas Workspace, get that done first and then log in with that account, and then all you have to do is do the machine. And you can have more than one scan and cut, and you can have more than one machine. With that being said, I'm going to go back here. When I set up my machine for transfer, when I set it up on the internet, I should say, I'm going to hit this button here. When I turn on my wireless LAN and I get it on my router, which it's right here on my router, okay, I'm going to make sure I haven't missed anything. No, I got it all. Okay, and then I'm going to hit next. I like to change, the next thing it's going to give you is the option of changing your machine name. And so what I do is I go in and change. I hit the change button and then I just type in what I want. I like to change the name of the machine to what it is so that when I'm looking for things, I know exactly which machine it is. Okay. Or you can name them, like if you want to name your machine Emma or Gertrude, you can name your machine. And then you know exactly what you're looking for. We always have a lot of machines on the Wi-Fi here, so I like to name them what they are so I know which one I'm sending stuff to. Okay, so that's what I did here, is the NQ3700D. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. We're all set up. See, it's on the internet. We're all set up here. Okay, so that is the setup. Let me turn my page because it seemed like there's one other thing I wanted to tell you. You just follow the directions on the app and on the machine. It walks you right through it. Okay. And then that My Connection business, if you have that and you sign in with your Canvas account, everything should automatically transfer over to the Artspira app. Okay. Now, I don't have a lot of people that have both of those machines and have it set up. I don't have the new machine. So I had to set up my machines. Okay. So let's look at this app. There's a lot of little fun stuff in it. I'm trying to get a good, so you can get a little closer to it. I wished I could get this up on the screen of the computer for you, but I can't. Okay. So we have some tabs across the top. These tabs here, one says embroidery designs, one says cutting designs, and one says design templates. So I was playing with this the other day. And if I go to the embroidery designs tab, then they give you some more little tabs here. Oh, golly, sorry. There we go. Let it focus. They give you some more little tabs here, okay, that are different ones. So like the first ones here are animals, and then there's flowers and plants and food and drink and holidays. There's all these are all in the software already. So that's pretty cool, all in the little app. This one, I thought these were neat. Look at all these pretty, they're kind of like cross-stitch letters. Aren't those pretty? And you can go up this way and get the different letters. So I thought those were kind of pretty. Okay, so is everybody doing okay? Is everybody kind of understanding what I've done so far to get this set up? It's real easy if you already have your scan and cut set up. I know a lot of you have a scan and cut. If you don't have a scan and cut, log in with your Google account or your Brother account, whichever one you have, or an Apple account, whatever you have, okay? And but the scan and cut canvas, you know, the I should say the canvas workspace. Sorry, I've been doing this since it was scan and cut canvas. Really makes it easy and fast because it automatically does your scan and cut then. Okay. All right. So we've got embroidery designs. So, and then here are the cutting designs. So if I touch the cutting design tab, I'm going to have all these different, golly jeepers, sorry. All these different little shapes. Okay. And if I touched one like I did there, let's touch the little bear. Okay. It brings it up on the screen. And then right now, you can't do as much with the scan and cut cutting designs as you can with the embroidery designs. And I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, yeah, poor Lynn. She has having internet problems, so she can't set hers up yet. Okay. But this one, like down here, there's a little button that says create. And I know that this is going to be changing. I'm sure they're going to bring this in. I'm going to click create. Now remember, we're in a cutting design. Okay. And it's going to bring it up on the mat. So here's my little cutting design on my mat. I can't do anything else right now with this, okay, on the cutting side. Now in the embroidery side, we can do a couple things and I'll show you, okay? So let's say I want to go ahead with this little design. I want this design on my scan and cut. And if I go down here to the bottom, there's a little thing that says cutting machine, unselected. Well, I need to select it. So I'm just going to tap it. And then my cutting machine, I can't name the cutting machine. So I'm going to just touch, I know that's the only one I have selected. So I've got it selected. See, now it's blue. And it says to transfer. So I'm just going to hit the transfer button. It says transferring overwrites the data already stored in the temporary data folder. You can only have one thing at a time on either one of these things, just so you know. So anytime you send a new design, it overwrites whatever was there. You can save those items in the machine to save them, but you can't, you need, it won't stay in that little folder, okay? That the little Artspira folder, okay? So I'm just gonna leave that so it comes up each time, and then I'm gonna click OK over here. And it says transfer, data transfer is complete. Cool. So I'm gonna hit OK. And then over here on my machine, if I move my camera over just a little, I'm going to show you where it is on my scan and cut. So this is fun. And there's some cute little designs in here. And then I'll show you the projects too. Okay. All right. So here's my scan and cut. Let me pull it forward a little bit here. Tried to kind of get everything all on the same table so we didn't have to have 6 tables back here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to retrieve my data on my scan and cut. And then the icon that you're going to use for the Artspira is the one that has the cloud in the little pocket. So I'm going to touch this. And it's going to retrieve it. And look, there's my little bear. So if I edit it, I can bring it up bigger so you can see it. So there's my little bear that we sent over. So it's pretty cool. That it transfers very well. And there's my little bear. Okay. So that is one of the things that I can do. That's really right now. Oh, the week's winner. Oh, what does it say? The week's winner of the gift for liking last week's Shields Live is Robin Zinkula. You can pick up your gift at the Iowa City store next time you stop in. Congratulations, Robin. Actually, Robin may be at embroidery club tonight. So if I had it, if you told me what it is, I could take it to her, Tim. Okay, so we transferred to the scan and cut. So right now, the scan and cut, basically you can transfer to it, and that is about it. Okay, so, but on the embroidery end, we can do some stuff. So I'm going to show you some of the embroidery stuff. It's really neat. Okay. So back to our app here. If I can get it to focus for me again. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back. Okay. And these were some more of our cutting ones. So they have all these little categories you can go into. So they have quite a lot of stuff on here. I remember the first time I went in, some of the stuff that I went in, there was very little in here, but now they've added stuff since October, because I haven't really looked at it since October. All right, and then let's say I want to send an embroidery design. So let's do that quick first. I'm going to hit embroidery designs. And so here's like seasons, animals, here's all the little animals, okay? So these are all cute little embroidery designs. Now, most of the embroidery designs are relatively small because they made this work with the little machines too, that are like 4x4 and 5x7. So, oh, but you know what? Look, there's a new one down here. So like down here are some of the newer ones that they just put on. I just think this is cute. I like the little kitty cat. I like cats. So I'm going to pull up my kitty cat. And here's my little cat with the yarn. And then if you look down at the bottom, it tells you how big it is, how long it's going to embroider, how many stitches it has, and then it tells you the colors in Brother colors, of course, and for that little kitty cat, okay? Now, I would like to go ahead and I would like to transfer this to my machine that's sitting here. So I'm going to click Create, okay? Now, at this point, I have information again, so that's that information that we had earlier. But right now it tells me that there's no embroidery machine selected. So I'm going to touch the word embroidery machine, and it's going to give me my options of my embroidery machines. I stuck my hand in front of the thing again, didn't I? There we go. So if I had multiple machines hooked up here, this particular one is my NQ3700D because it picks up the name that you name it in the settings on your machine. Okay. So like at home, I have my Luminaire, my XP1, and I also have my PR1055X. So I have two of them on my stuff at home. So then I can choose, okay? Oh, that's right. That's right, Tim. It was the Luminaire box she got. Oh, how exciting. It'll make a nice big box for somebody to play in or something, right? Okay, so I'm going to choose my NQ3700D. So that's where I'm going to send it to, and it says down here now embroidery machine 3700D, which is sitting right in front of me here. Okay, so I'm going to hit transfer. And it says the data transfer is complete. Okay. So then I'm going to go look and see where my design comes up in my machine. So the design is going to come up in the little pocket. Okay, on this one, there's a little pocket. Okay, gives you some choices. And the choice that you're going to use for this is the cloud and the pocket. Okay, so I'm going to touch that. And it has to wait for a minute, has to think. Look, there's our kitty cat. So I can touch the kitty. Okay, and I can set him. So now in here, then I would be able to do some mild editing to the little cat. Okay, so I can size it a little bit. If I need to make it just a little bit bigger, I can do that, or just a little bit smaller, I can do that. Okay, I could move it around. I could rotate it. Okay, so if we want to rotate it, all right, so that kind of stuff I can do on the machine. And there is going to be some editing in the app. They can be enlarged. I was watching Cindy Hogan's video yesterday, and these designs are quite small. So you will be able to enlarge them, but at a point, they're going to be compromised. So I would not enlarge them more than maybe 20%. Okay, so these are pretty, all of the designs in the Artspira app are actually fairly small right now. Okay, so there's our kitty. And then we can go ahead and we can go to embroidery, and we'd be ready to sew out the kitty. Okay, I can actually save this in the machine. I'm going to back up one screen here. I can save it in the machine. Okay, and I'm just going to save it in the pocket. You can't save these out of the machine the way Cindy talked because they are PEN files, so they can't be brought into like software. You can do some editing in the machine, and as you go up in the machines, of course, there's more editing abilities available. So right now it's a little bit limited that way, and with them being PEN patterns, you can't put them into like P-Design or the Dime software and do anything with them, if that makes sense. You can't take them off the machine, but they can be saved in the machine. And then you will have them there so you don't have to transfer it again. Okay. So that's one of the things I wanted to show you. So we got that. So we've transferred to both the machine and the scan and cut. Okay. Now let's look again. I'm going to say done up here and go back. Okay. Now we can look at templates. Now this is where it kind of gets kind of fun. There's two places it gets fun. Let me show you this one first. So there's a little thing at the bottom. I don't know if you can see the bottom of my tablet very well, but there's little buttons down here. One that says home, one that says new, one that says my creations, and one that says settings. Okay, so we've been in the settings already. Let's talk about new. I'm going to click new. And look, I have drawing tools. I'm going to click drawing tools and it's going to bring up, let's create hand-drawn embroidery data. Cool. So let's click next. The illustration will be embroidered as it is. Cool. Okay. And then you can also use templates. So there are templates in here and shapes that I can draw. It takes a minute for them to load. So I think I'll wait for that for a minute. Okay. So here's one of the templates, the larger ones. Then you can use those to help you draw. You can also bring in pictures from your phone or your tablet and draw over those. So I've got, I can choose between a 4x4 and a 5x7 hoop. So let's just try the 5x7. And then I've got a pen function. I have an eraser function. I have a shape function. And then I think this is the picture. This brings in my, my templates and my shapes. So here's all those templates and shapes down here. And you could bring one of these up and they're partially done already into drawings, into stitches, but then you can add more stuff to them. Okay, so like this is the one Cindy did. It was really neat. So she did the Christmas design. So I'm going to insert that. Okay, so here's my Christmas, the little ornaments, and I'm going to click done. Okay, so then they're on my screen, and then she took her pen, and this little slider thingy here helps to make your drawing more smooth. So I'm going to move this up so it's smoother. And then I'm going to write my name. Let's say I want to put my family names or something in here. I'm going to do Jan. Okay. I'm not a very good writer. And if you get a better stylus with the little point, it's much easier. I just don't have a good stylus for this tablet. Okay, I don't think this one will work. And then let me see if this one works. I don't think that, nope, this is not going to work. It has to be one of these soft ones. You can also do this, so that you can do a straight stitch or a satin stitch for your name. So let's say I want to do a satin stitch and I want to do just the letter J. So there's my J. Okay. And then I want to do my last initial, so I can do S like that. So there's my S. So you can draw stuff in here. And I think it's kind of cool, actually. And then you can save it. So like if you don't like what you did too, at the top here, there's a little back button, you can take it out. Okay, like that. And then you can save it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jan out too. And then let's just put some other initials in. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my satin stitch, and let's just put, I'll put Jan, J, and then my dad's name was Wayne, so I'll put W, and then my cat's name is Gigi, so G. Okay, like that. So I've got my letters in that I want, and that's my own handwriting. Let's say you just want to sign your name. Like I said, I'm not a very good writer. So there's my name. Okay. Like that. And then I want to save this. So you can save it at the top. So I'm going to click the save button, and it saves it in your little, and let's just call it ornaments. Ornaments. Okay. And then hit save. And then where it goes is it goes into the, there's a little saved area where you can get them, and I'll show you where that is. Okay. So let's click next. And if I click next, now I have a stitch simulator. Well, I can watch it sew out. So I'm going to hit the little stitch simulator, and it's going to sew it out for me. And this is done with the template. You could also just do your own design. or draw over something or just draw right on your tablet. Get those nice pointy styluses if you're going to be drawing with it. This is not a very good stylus. So, okay, there's my name. All right, so I'm going to click done. And so at this point now, I've got my embroidery machine already chosen. I can hit transfer. Now remember, it's going to delete the one that I already transferred, but I saved it in my machine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go back to the beginning of my machine here. We're going to hit OK. And then it's going to transfer our little design over to the machine. And it says the data transfer is complete. Finish. All right. So then I can go back over here. Sorry for the, there we go. I can go back over here to my little pocket. And then it's going to bring up my pattern. There it is. There's our pattern that we just made. And hit send. And it edit and embroidery. So there we can sew out that little design we just made. So it is kind of fun. I mean, there's a lot of fun little things you can do with it. So that design that we just saved also has a place. So down here, there's those 4 buttons. One of them says My Creations. So if I touch My Creations, there's that design that I made right there. And it saves it in your Artspira app. Okay, so that's one of the things that's fun. Let me see. Let's go back to home. And then let's talk about these templates because these are cool. You can actually edit them. So I can hit Design Templates. And let's see what looks good here. Whoops. I don't want that one. Let's do some of these other ones. Let's say we want to do, where's the little kids ones? There's some for little kids. Where did it go? Babies and kids. Here we go. So let's say we have this cute little duck and we want to edit that. So I'm going to go ahead and choose it. It's going to bring it up and then I'm going to hit at the bottom, create. So this is for the embroidery end, not the cutting machine end. So I have this darling little duck, okay, but you know, my friend's little girl is not named Emma. If I touch that, it highlights it blue, okay? Down at the bottom, there's a little button that says change. So I can hit the change button. It will allow me to change the fonts. There's a bunch of fonts in here. So let's say, well, I don't like that. That is nice, actually a nice font. But little kids, you know, don't read cursive. So I think I'm going to change to this one. So it's more of a handwritten font. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to go done with that. But I need to have a different name. So if I touch that again, I have to remember how I got into it. Just a second. Oh, and I can change the color here too, just so you know. So let's say I want it to be purple instead. Okay. Oh, here we go. So right here, see, I don't know if you can see it too well. There's like a little keyboard. So I'm going to touch the keyboard. And then it's going to come up and it gives me a line to write. So let's say that my friend's little girl's name is Ellie. So we'll type in Ellie. And she spells it with a Y. Okay, Ellie, and then done. So now it says Ellie instead of Emma. Okay. And then down at the bottom, it'll also give you a little information about it. So if I click information, it'll give me the size of it and everything, which is cool. And then I can delete it. I can go up here again to the top and save. And then I can call it Ellie. Okay, and we can hit save. Okay, storing it. And then I can click done. And when I'm done, I can send this to my machine. So down here again is my 3700D that I've got connected. Okay, whoops, got that. And then I'm going to hit transfer. And remember, it's going to delete the one I already transferred over. Okay, data transfer is complete. Okay, and then we're going to go back over here. Find our little pocket again. So I haven't had too many days. I've only played with this for a couple of days, but it's really cool. There it is. Ellie with the little duck. Isn't that cute? and edit. And now from what I could see too, when you're editing with this, I think you can also, let's see if I go back. Let's see. If I go back, I think I could actually, let's hit create again. I think I can actually do the duck too. Change. Oh yeah, I could. So I touched the little duck. I went down to the change button down here. And then it brings up all of the little embroidery designs. So seasons, animals. So then you can actually change, if you don't like the little duck, but you like this little configuration, you can actually change it to another little thing. So let's say I want it to be let's find a good one. Oh, how about a Valentine heart? See what the Valentine heart does. Okay. Now, the one thing I haven't figured out, I don't think I can move these around, but I think when they come to the machine, they're separate. So I might be able to move them around then. I haven't gotten all that to work out. So it would have to be a small design to fit into that configuration. So I'm sure there's going to be some more editing abilities. Okay, so that's one of the things that I found out, that I could actually change the little pictures too, the little designs. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. We'll just discard that one. And then let's look at the other things. Like here's another one that says Liam up here with the little train. I thought that was cute. So it's fun. I mean, it's just something that you can play with and make your own designs. It allows you in the create the new. It also allows you, let me get this real quick, to bring up, whoops, have to hit 5x7. It allows me to bring up pictures that are in my tablet. So if I have pictures in here that I want to draw around, I don't have much on my tablet. So I can bring up a picture and use it to draw around it too. So that's the other thing you can use. So if you have pictures on your phone or on your tablet, you can use that also. Okay. So that's the little drawing tools that are in here. And then I wanted to show you the magazines. So let's go back to home. Okay, I just hit the home button at the bottom. And just so you know, the only way you can use this is in the portrait configuration. You can't flip your tablet over on the side. It only works this way. Okay. So then they have these Artspira, I think they say Artspira, weekly magazines. So they went back quite a few weeks, you know, and so you can touch one of these. And let's see, we want to do, I kind of liked this little oh, there's a new one that came in since yesterday. So that one's cute. This one was cute too. Let's look at the new one. So then it gives you, you know, there's a little bit of a magazine here. Okay, so it gives you information. And then here are the projects that are in this volume. And like here's wrapping item. This is a butterfly pouch. This is I thought this was cute. Sequin love token. That's cute. Oh, these are false nails. And then there's a card. So here, let's look at the Valentine card. So I'm going to click on the Valentine card. We're getting close to Valentine's Day. So it's going to give you a picture of the project. Yeah, there really is quite a bit. I was surprised. I know there's going to be more. I know they're going to keep adding to it, but they launched it, you know, and it was pretty early on, and I think there was a lot more to do with it. So, okay. So then here, it, you know, gives you a picture of the project. Here are the materials you need for your project. So it gives you information. This is a scan and cut project. And then it tells you step by step what to do. I believe, now this one doesn't have the video yet. They may not have the video on this one yet. So they often have a video here that's on YouTube. So what app? I am in Artspira, Jan. It's called Artspira, the Brother app. And this will work with your Luminaire as well. Okay. And then I'm going to, tells you step by step what to do. And then here is the design. So here's the design. So if I click on that design, it says Valentine card 1 of 3. Okay, so we're going to hit create. Okay, so there's my cutting file. So this comes up on my cutting mat. So this is going to be my cutting for my cutting machine. And I'm going to, here's my cutting machine's already selected. I'm going to hit transfer on that. and okay. And now we're going to be over here on the scan and cut. Just give me a second. I'll get back to the beginning so I can get to the scan and cut here. Move my camera a little bit. So anyway, this has been fun. I've been having fun playing with this. So here's my scan and cut. I'm going to go retrieve my data. And I'm going to go back to the cloud. And I sent that little card over here. And there's my card ready to be cut. So I've got my card design right here, ready to cut it. Okay. And it comes right over from the app. So that, I thought that was cool that they added the little magazine, and they've always had a lot of, you know, one of the last projects that we did right before Christmas was that we talked about, you know, the Canvas workspace, all the Canvas workspace things that, and all the projects in there. So that now they're adding them here too. So I think that's really neat. Okay, so this is the new one. And then here's all the instructions, and it takes you step by step on how to make the project. Okay. And then see, here's another one that we have to cut a different piece. So there's a piece there. So you just watch, it tells you what step, and then here's the second piece. So there's 3 pieces, it said. So here's the second piece, and here's the third piece down here. Okay. So I just think it's, oh, here. So here's all 3 of the pieces, and then it's going to show you how to put the little card together. I just think it's really cool. I've been enjoying playing with this. So there's going to be a lot of little fun things, and I'm sure they'll be adding more to it. So, but I wanted you to know how to get it set up. Looks fun. Can't wait to get my scan and cut up and going and trying it on my 1055. Yes, so you can use it. So they added the PRs not too terrible long ago. It probably was November. So both of the newer PRs work, the 680 and the 1055. And then they added the Stellaire shortly after the Luminaire, and then the 2 little new machines. So, okay. All right. So what do you think of Artspira? I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to playing with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to, you know, add to it. In the next months, you know, I'm sure they'll be adding more to it. I just think it's kind of fun and something new to play with, and I enjoy doing stuff. But what's nice about this is it's on a tablet. You know, it's on a tablet. You can carry this with you, or you can use your phone. I've got mine set up for my home machines on my phone already. So you can use your phone too. And then you can play with things and save them in there while you're even, you know, sitting in, if you've got your tablet with you and you're sitting in a doctor's office or your phone, you can sit there and draw designs and make designs and save them. And then you can send them to your machine when you get home. So I just thought that was, they're trying to make it more portable, you know, in doing embroidery things and doing digitizing stuff, making it more portable. So, okay. So next week, now, would you like me to do a video about connecting your scan and cut to the Canvas workspace? Would you like that? Would you like to have me do that? And then I might also show you how to set up your machines wirelessly, so that those 2 things, because I get a lot of questions about that. And then I'll probably just record it because Judy can't come over to help with the customers and stuff while I do it. So I might just do it as a video. That's okay. Because a lot of you already have this done, and it's a lot like setting up, you know, like a printer or whatever, but it doesn't hurt to see it again, does it? So I might do that next week, and I'll just pre-record it and put it up. So, all right. So now everybody go download Artspira, try setting it up, and you can be working on your tablet. And I like the little magazines. I was looking through, and there's a lot of really cute projects in them. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 or 6 in each one. So I was enjoying looking through the little magazines and seeing so you may see some of those on, we might do some projects with it and actually do a project with Artspira and use the Artspira app and then cut it on the machine and everything. So, or embroider it. Okay. So thank you so much for joining Tim and I today on Shields Live. And congratulations to Robin Zinkula for winning the Luminaire box. So I don't know what it actually is going to be, but it's not, but she got the Luminaire box anyway. So thanks everybody. Have a good week and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.